Did North Korea just steal $285 million from Drift? Because people now think one of the biggest crypto hacks of the year may have been linked to the same North Korean group blamed for more than $3 billion in stolen crypto, including the $600 million Ronin hack, the $100 million Harmony Bridge hack, and multiple other attacks over the years. And the scariest part, this may not have been just an external hack. There are now serious questions around whether someone close enough to Drift's internal processes may have been compromised too. Drift is one of Solana's biggest trading protocols, and if you want a full breakdown of exactly how the exploit happened, I've already made a video of that which you can find here. But this video is about something else. Who may have been behind the hack, and why people think this may go far beyond a normal crypto hack. Previously, I explored how this might be a governance compromise rather than a smart contract hack. Investigators believe multisig signers may have been socially engineered into pre-signing approvals, and those approvals were then later executed using Solana nonces or oracles. The reason that this matters is because this attack looks more like a state-backed operation than a random crypto kid sat in his basement. TRM Labs, a crypto forensic company that helps exchanges, protocols and law enforcement trace illicit crypto activity such as hacks and money laundering, report here. North Korean hackers attacked Drift protocol in $285 million heist. This is the largest DeFi hack of 2026 and the second largest exploit in Solana's history, behind only the 326 million wormhole bridge attack in 2022. TRM's initial investigations suggest the hack was likely perpetrated by North Korean hackers. Meanwhile, Elliptic, one of the oldest blockchain analytics firms, suggests Drift protocol exploited for $286 million in suspected DPRK-linked attack. They suggest Elliptic has identified multiple indicators suggesting that the exploit of Drift protocol is linked to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. They outline, if confirmed, this incident would represent the 18th DPRK act Elliptic has tracked this year, with over 300 million stolen so far. It is a continuation of DPRK's sustained campaign of large-scale crypto asset theft, which the US government has linked to the funding of its weapons programs. And we can see here that the US Treasury has sanctioned DPRK bankers and institutions in laundering cybercrime proceeds and IT worker funds. So why are people linking this to North Korea? Because the on-chain behaviour looks very familiar. Investigators say funds were quickly consolidated, swapped into USD, bridged from Solana to Ethereum, and then converted into ETH. That alone is not enough to prove anything, but according to Elliptic, the wallet behavior, laundering flow, and transaction patterns all resemble previous DPRK-linked operations. BlockSec also linked the exploit to a withdrawal wallet beginning with HKGZ, and estimated total losses at around $285 million. Drift reportedly believes this was a 6 months operation in the making, and they have attributed the exploit with a reasonable level of confidence to UNC4736, which is believed to be a subgroup that sits under the broader Lazarus umbrella. Lazarus being the broader North Korean hacking group that most people know. And if that assumption is correct, the why this has been done becomes pretty obvious. North Korea has been tied to billions of dollars of crypto theft over the years because these stolen funds can ultimately help finance their regime, and that is what makes this different from a normal DeFi exploit. This is not about greed and personal gain. This may have been a geopolitical hack. Important to remember though, this is not proven attribution in a court of law. It is an evidence-based assessment from the protocol and multiple blockchain security and intelligence firms. There is another uncomfortable possibility here, that this was not just an external hack, but a compromise involving someone close enough to Drift's protocol to help facilitate it. Because getting signers to pre-approve governance transactions and then keeping those approvals hidden and then executing them weeks later suggests an extremely detailed understanding of Drift's internal governance process. That does not mean this was an insider job, and there's currently no public evidence suggesting anyone inside Drift was directly involved. But BlockSec's reconstruction of the exploit does suggest the attacker had a very detailed understanding of how Drift's signer flow and governance setup worked. And when exploits become this sophisticated, people always start asking whether someone close to the protocol may have been compromised, just as we can see from this user's tweet here. Bull Market Genius suggests there's so many takes on the Drift situation, while again the most likely outcome is it being an inside job with an elaborate story and involvement of third-party actors to help find the bad guys for plausible deniability. Occam's Razor says Drift have hacked themselves and it's all an elaborate ruse. DPRK as the perfect boogeyman because they obviously can't be held responsible or even comment on the issue. I estimate the amount of hacks in the space being simple inside jobs at around 50%. So why would North Korea care about crypto in the first place? Because crypto theft has become one of the regime's biggest funding tools. According to Chainalysis, North Korean crypto groups have been tied to billions of dollars in crypto theft, and that money is believed to help fund things like weapons programs, missile development, intelligence operations, and sanctions evasion. That is why this matters, because if that is correct, this was not just some random guy in a bedroom trying to get rich. This may have been a state-backed operation designed to generate funding for a very hostile regime. And the scary part is that crypto has become one of the few places where North Korea can potentially move huge amounts of wealth, huge amounts of money internationally without reliance of the traditional banking system. And this is where it gets genuinely scary. Because if groups like Lazarus can compromise one of the biggest protocols on Solana, what does that mean for everyone else? What does it mean for smaller protocols, smaller teams and retail users? Because this is no longer some teenager sitting in a bedroom trying to exploit a bug. These are groups with time, resources, patience, and potentially state backing. They can spend months targeting users, months learning how governance works, and months planning how to move money once they have it. And if this is what crypto is up against, then it means the industry is no longer fighting just hackers. It may be fighting some of the most sophisticated cybercrime operatives in the entire world, and that should worry everyone. If this really was a governance compromise, then crypto security may need to be rethought all over again, because smart contracts can be audited and wallets can be secured, but if you can socially engineer the people signing transactions, none of that matters. This exploit suggests that governance itself may now be one of the weakest links in crypto. And if protocols are going to defend themselves against groups this sophisticated, then signer processes, time locks, approval monitoring, and governance design may all need to move towards the same level of security we expect from cryptography itself. Because if social engineering can bypass everything, then every protocol should assume it is a target. My honest take? This feels like one of those moments where crypto has to realize the game has changed and grow up. Because if this really was a North Korean linked operation, then this was not just a hack. It was reconnaissance, social engineering, patience, and operational precision. And that is what makes this so uncomfortable. Most protocols are still defending themselves against minor bugs, when actually they need to start thinking about defending themselves against people and state-backed groups. And if some of the biggest protocols in crypto can be compromised like this, then nobody should assume they are too big, too secure, or too sophisticated to be targeted next. If you want more videos like this on crypto hacks, breaking news and founder level project breakdowns, please like the video and subscribe to my channel.